somebody.
Hey, Craig, are you there?
Himself.
Yeah, I'm here.
I got some bad news for you, buddy.
What's that?
I didn't record any of that.
What?
Are you serious?
Hold on, don't everybody freak out. Let's all breathe a little bit.
I quit. It's now the Bryan and Show.
I was wondering why none of these little things here were moving.
Yeah, I can barely hear you guys.
Oh, God.
What should we do?
Start over?
Now let's go backwards. Let's start with...
We're using a time machine. Folks, you missed.
Like, oh, God, everything they missed. It was such good stuff. I'll never be able to recreate it.
Oh, Lord.
That makes me sad.
Should we just start at the beginning?
Ah, well, what the hell? Why not? Craig, how you doing?
I'm good.
Are you awake?
Yeah, still awake.
For those of you that are listening, I would say still listening, but we've actually been talking to ourselves for about 15 minutes because I thought this was recording, and as it turns out, it wasn't recording, and now I'm sweating, and Vince is sweating. We're all fat and gross for various reasons. Me, because Vince just flipped me off, and he's over there almost crying on the other side of the desk, but I guess we got to start over again. What do you guys think?
Yay.
Now that'll give you a chance to speak up a little bit, Craig, so you can...
Hey, dude, I'm eating this phone for crying out loud.
You're eating it?
Well, I have been dieting.
Well, okay, so
I'm going
anyway,
to be on this damn show for the rest of my life.
how did we start before we didn't start?
Did we just dive right into
We're
SmackDown?
talking about SmackDown, right?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just get right into SmackDown again. Now we have to try and... Nah, don't even try. Let's just go over it very quickly. Whatever comes to mind, comes to mind. I'm so sad right now. All right, here we go. It opened up with... See, I've already forgotten everything that I said anyway. It opened up with Chris Benoit coming out to face Christian. And Orlando Jordan ran in, and then Booker T ran in, and it turned into a tag team match. And then Christian pinned Chris Benoit. God, I almost belched on air. I'm still stuffed from...
I can't believe you've never done that, come to think of it.
I blow the levels is the only problem.
And there's that.
So, yeah, Christian pinned Benoit. So I guess now we got a new man getting a number one contender spot. I should just quit.
No, we must persevere.
All right, you take over, Vince.
All right. Christian pinned Chris Benoit with the Unprettier, so assumedly he's the new number one contender to the U.S. title.
Assumedly he's the number one contender.
I'm doing my best.
All right. Craig, your thoughts?
As I said before, it was funny how the referee was just able to make matches as he was in there refereeing.
That's right. At least you've got all your jokes written down, unlike me and Vince, who are just going on the fly here.
Good. I'm looking at a computer screen, and
oh, okay.
That's it.
Are you stealing lines from the internet?
Should I tell my idea now?
Tell your idea about...
Yes, please.
This will not even be nearly as good as the last time, which none of you will ever hear, but I had this idea, and now that Vince and Craig have heard it, it's no good, but I'm going to give it anyway. Orlando Jordan. This is what I was thinking during this match, because now, during SmackDown, my goal is to think of funny gimmicks for everybody, because the gimmicks on here are so lame, like the Mole Girl. So I thought Orlando Jordan should come out and announce that he had invented a time machine, and that he wanted Chris Benoit to get into his time machine and go back.
It's still funny.
And go back to... Because I forgot to preface this like I did last time. Basically, Orlando Jordan came out and said, I'm...
Like, if you tell the whole story, it won't make any more sense.
No, it will. Because you have to understand how I thought of this idea. Orlando Jordan came out and said, I don't want to be remembered as the man who lost in 22.5 seconds. And Vince and I both looked at each other and thought, well, it's already happened. You're going to be remembered as that. You can't change it. And that's when I had this idea. Orlando Jordan makes a time machine. And he goes up to Chris Benoit and he says, I want you to come with me into this time machine. We're going to go back in time, and I'm going to try and not be the man who lost in 22.5 seconds. And, of course, Chris Benoit would say no. So then you build up to the next pay-per-view, which is Chris Benoit versus Orlando Jordan in a time machine match, where if Orlando Jordan wins, Chris Benoit goes back in time with him, and Orlando Jordan sees if he can beat him and not be the man who lost in 22.5 seconds. And, of course, if Benoit wins, he doesn't go back in time. So then after they do go back in time, you can build up the whole little feud of, will Orlando Jordan win this time? Will he lose in 22.5 seconds again? And you can have fans talking about, quantum physics and...
The flux capacitor.
Sure, and wormholes, and is it possible to, can you change the past? There's so many options available here.
I just like the idea of Orlando Jordan in a white lab coat and glasses with a clipboard going over physics equations, trying to build his time machine.
And everyone can imagine what the time machine actually looks like.
Then, after mastering and inventing time machine and perfecting time travel, his only goal is to avenge his loss to Chris Benoit on SmackDown.
I'm still sticking to my theory he should go ahead in time when he's a better worker.
Craig, why aren't you laughing like we are? You're making us feel silly. Come on.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Maybe you could.
No, I'm going to control myself.
A ring truck.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. No, I got more to it now. I've thought of even more. Remember the gobbledygooker? You have a giant. This is how they build up the pay-per-view. They have the time machine covered in a giant cloak. And so you don't know what the time machine is unless Orlando Jordan wins. And then they could unveil it, and it could be like, I don't know, what would Orlando Jordan build a time machine to be?
A phone booth?
No, a phone booth.
A ring truck.
Sure, a ring truck. A giant ring post that you go inside or something. Yeah, there's a myriad of different possibilities here. So you got to admit that's better than Mole Girl. Anybody who does not think that that's a better idea than Mole Girl can just cancel your subscription now because you'll never be entertained. Okay, I'm feeling better. I'm actually crying right now over something so stupid. All right.
What the hell happened next?